Hello, everybody. In today's lesson 11.9, our topic is same perimeter, different areas. The essential question, how can you use area to compare rectangles with the same perimeter? All right, we're on page 487 of the third grade textbook. So unlock the problem. Toby has 12 feet of boards to put around a rectangular sandbox. How long should he make each side so that the area of the sandbox is as large as possible? All right. 12 feet of boards. What is the greatest perimeter Toby can make for his sandbox? Well, let's see. Let's figure this out here. We know that he has 12 feet. So if two of the sides add up to 6, the other two sides also have to be 6. So 6 plus 6 would be 12, right? All right. So what's another way of making 12? So 5 plus 1 equals 6, and 6 times 2 equals 12. What's another way we can make 6? We can do 4 plus 2, right? 4 plus 2 is 6, and 6 times 2 is 12. Another way we can make 6 is 3 plus 3. 3 plus 3 is 6, and 6 times 2 is 12. Remember, what we're saying is that if two of the sides are 1 and 5, the other two have to be the exact same measurement, right? So if two of the sides add up to 6, the other two sides also have to be 6. So 6 times 2. And we can prove that by putting 1 here and 5 here. So 1 plus 5, 6. 1 plus 5, 6. So that's 12. Okay, so this one we could say is 4 and 2. So we can go 2 and then a length of 4. Okay. Again, 2 plus 4 is 6. And so we know that that side's 2. This has to be 2. If this is 4, that also has to be 4. And so we see that we have the same dimensions on two of the sides, right? So 2 plus 4 is 6. 2 plus 4 is 6. And that gives me a perimeter of 12. Not yes, it gives me a perimeter of 12. Sorry. All right. And sandbox 3. So we said we could have 3 and 3. Okay. So if these two add up to 6, then the other two sides also have to add up to 6. So we notice that all of these rectangles have a perimeter of 12. Okay, so what is the greatest perimeter Toby can make for a sandbox? 12. Okay, okay, because rectangle has to have 4 sides, right? Actually, let's think about this. I could have a 1 by 11, right? 1. No, I can't. Sorry. I'm not thinking about that straight. Okay. Because if one side has a 1, that's the smallest I can make one of the dimensions, right? So this is the longest I can make. Okay, but I still only get a perimeter of 12. Okay, so all right. So let's look at the perimeter here. We have 5 plus 1, 5 plus 1. That gives me a perimeter of 12. But what is 1 times 5? Because area is length times width. Gives me 5 square feet. Sandbox 2 is 4 plus 2 plus 4 plus 2. And again, that was 12 feet for the perimeter. But when we multiply, we're multiplying 2 times 4. And so our area was bigger in sandbox 2 than it was in box 1. In box 3, all 4 sides are 3. And so that was 12. And 3 times 3 would give me 9 square feet. So what do we notice about this? Well, we notice that the closer we are to a square, the larger the area got. Okay, so the area of sandbox 3 is the area. So Toby should build a sandbox that is 3 feet wide by 3 feet long if he wants the greatest area. All right, so let's keep practicing. So page 488, example A. Draw rectangles with the same perimeter and different areas. Draw a rectangle that has a perimeter of 20 units and an area of 24 square units. Okay, so let's think about that. So we know that a rectangle has 4 sides. Two of the opposite sides are exactly the same, right? So we could take 20 and divide by 2. That would tell me 10. So we know that we need a sum of 10 for 2 of the sides of the rectangle. So I could say 1 plus 9, right? So let me draw that out as just an example. If I say that is 1 and this is 9, that's a sum of 10, right? What do the other 2 sides add up to? They also have to be 10, right? Okay, so what's my perimeter? 10 plus 10, 20. So if 2 of the sides will add up to 10, the other 2 sides have to be 10. So 1 plus 9 is one possibility. 2 plus 8 is another possibility. 3 plus 7. 4 plus 6. And 5 plus 5. Because those all add up to 10, and if we doubled them, they would be 20. Now, though, it says with an area of 24. Only one of these would have an area of 24. When we multiply, we get it. That's how we find area. So if we said 1 times 9, that would be an area of 9. If we did a 2 by 8, that would be an area of 16. If we did 3 times 7, well, 7 times 3 is 21. If we did 4 times 6, 4 times 5 is 20, plus 4 more would be 24. Okay, so that's the one we want, right? 24 square units. And if we did 5 by 5, we'd get 25. So let's draw that rectangle. We want a 4 by 6. Okay, let's confirm. Is that a perimeter of 20? If this side is 4, that side's 4. If this side's 6, this side's 6. 4 plus 6. 4 plus 6 is 10. 4 plus 6 is 10. 10 and 10 is 20. All right, so that does have a perimeter of 20. And 6 times 4 is 24. So yes, so we want the size of the rectangle to measure 4 units and 6 units. All right, now how about this one? Draw a rectangle that has a perimeter of 20 units and an area of 25 units. So the perimeter is the same again, okay? Remember, we have these choices. We could have a 1 by 9, we could have a 2 by 8, a 3 by 7, a 4 by 6, and a 5 by 5. But only one of those gives me an area of 25. Let's look at the areas. We did those. 1 times 9 was 9. 2 times 8 was 16. 3 times 7 was 21. 4 times 6 was 24. And 5 times 5 was 25. So we want to draw a 5 by 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so is that a perimeter of 20? Sure it is. All the sides are 5. 4 times 5 is 20. The area is 25 because 5 times 5 is 25. So we can write that out as 4 times 5 for the perimeter equals 20. And the area would be 5 times 5. So he wants to make the sides 5 by 5. All right, how about this one? Number 1, the perimeter of the rectangle at the right is what? Well, let's just write in the dimensions, right? So that side's 2. That means that side's 2. This side's 3. That side's 3. So we have 2 plus 3 plus 2 plus 3. That would be how we find the perimeter. 2 plus 3 is 5, and the other side is 5. The other two sides are 5. So 5 and 5 is 10 units. What's the area? The area is 2 times 3. So the area is 6 square units. Right, so number 2, draw a rectangle that has the same perimeter as the rectangle in exercise 1. So we want 2 of the sides to have a sum of 5, because 5 plus 5 is 10, right? Well, 2 plus 3 does equal 5. What's another way of making 5? I can only think of one other way, 1 plus 4. So let's do a 1 by 4. Well, that's not 1 by 4, Mr. Hammond. Let's try that again. I can add, really. Can. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's better. That's a 1 by 4. So if this is 1, that side's 1. If this side is 4, that side's 4. So what's the area of exercise 2? The area is 1 times 4. So the area is 4 square units. Which rectangle has the greater area? Exercise 1's rectangle. You notice that it's closer to a square than this one? This is a long, skinny rectangle. This one is almost a square. If we increased this side by one more, we'd have a square. So if you were given a rectangle with a certain perimeter, how would you draw it so that it has the greatest area? I would draw a figure as close to a square as I could. The closer I get to a square, the larger the area gets. So let's do some more. Find the perimeter in the area. Tell which rectangle has a greater area. So we have rectangles A and B. A is 2 by 2. And so the other two sides are also 2. So the perimeter is 2, 4, 6, 8. And the area is 2 times 2. So 4 square units. And this one is just 8 units. So the perimeter of A is 8 units, and the area is 4 square units. Area B, rectangle B, we have a length of 1 and a width of 3. So that side's 1 and that side's 1. So if we add those up, we get a perimeter of 1 plus 3 plus 1 plus 3. Well, 3 and 1 is 4. 4 and 4 is 8. So the perimeters are the same, right? What's the area of B? The area of B is 1 times 3. So 3 square units. So which rectangle has a great area? A. And we could have known that by just looking, knowing that they had the same perimeter, the one that's closer to a square. So A. 7. Find the perimeter and area. Tell which rectangle has a greater area. So that has a side of 2 and 6. So 2 plus 6 plus 2 plus 6. So the perimeter is 8 plus 8. The perimeter of the first one of A is 16 units. What's the area? The area is 2 times 6. So 2 times 6 is 12 square units. B, that has a length of 4, and that has a length of 4. So this is a square. So the perimeter of B is 4 times 4, which is 16. So they have the same perimeter, right? What's the area of B? Area B again is 4 times 4, so 16 square units. Rectangle B has the greater area. And again, we notice that this is a square, and the closer we get to a square, the greater the area if they have the same perimeter. Right? How about A? 8. Well, this is 1, 2, 3, 4 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So perimeter of A is 5 plus 4 plus 5 plus 4. 5 plus 4 is 9. So 9 plus 9, 18 units. What's the area? The area is 5 times 4. So 20 square units. What's B? Well, we have a length of 3 on that side. So its opposite side is 3. And that has a length of 6, and the other side has a length of 6. So perimeter of B is 3 plus 6 plus 3 plus 6. Again, we get 2 of the sides adding up to 9. So 18 units is the perimeter. What's the area? The area is 3 times 6. So the area is 18 square units. Which one has a greater area? A. A is closer to a rectangle, closer to a square, right? If we just add one more to each row, we'd have a 5 by 5. Here we'd have to add three more rows. So A is closer to a square. So number 9. Todd's flower garden is 4 feet by 8. If the answer is 32 square feet, what is the question? Well, the clue here is square feet. Square feet is found by finding area, and area is found by multiplying. So the question is, what is the area of Todd's flower garden? Again, I know that because it says square feet. If it just said 32 units, I would have said perimeter. Okay, so what is the area of Todd's flower garden? Number 10. Draw a rectangle with the same perimeter as rectangle C, but with a smaller area. What is the area? So let's see. C has one side's 3, its opposite side is 3. This is 3. So this is a square, right? Okay. So the perimeter of C is 4 times 3, which is 12. The area of C is 3 times 3, which is 9. So we have to come up with a perimeter of 12. So we want two of the sides to add up to 6. I could have a 1 by 5, and I could have a 2 by 4, because those would add up to 12 if we had 4 sides. And we need a smaller area. Well, no matter which one I choose, it has to have a smaller area, because the other two wouldn't be a square. And the closer you get to a square, the larger the area. So I'm just going to go ahead and do a 1 by 5. Okay, and let's confirm that it adds up to 12. 1 plus 5 is 6. 5 plus 1 is 6. 6 and 6 is 12. The area of this one is 5. So what is the... Draw a rectangle with the same perimeter as C. Okay, we did. But with a smaller area. What is the area? Okay, area is 5 square units. And 11. Which figure has a perimeter of 20 units and an area of 16 units? So the easiest way to probably do this one is to put the measurements in. And we can probably find the area easiest because we're just multiplying the two sides. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a 5 by 5. This is a 2 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is a 4 by 2. And this is a 4 by 4. Well, it has to have an area of 16. So A is not 16. The area of A is 25. So it doesn't matter if the perimeter is 20. It doesn't have an area of 16. So it's not A. B, 2 times 8 equals 16. So that has an area of 16. Does it have a perimeter of 20? 2 plus 8 is 10. And 2 plus 8 is 10. So this one does. That does have a perimeter of 20. 2 plus 8 plus 2 plus 8 equals 20. How about C? Well, the area of C is 8. Because 4 times 2, right? 4 times 2. So it can't be that. That doesn't have an area of 16. How about B? D, I mean. area of D is 4 times 4, which is 16. Okay, that's good. Now, is the perimeter of that square 20? What's 4 times 4? Oh, well, we just said 4 times 4 is 16. So no, it does have an area of 16, but it didn't have a perimeter of 20. Okay, so it's just B. All right, number 12. Cause and effect. Sometimes one action has an effect on another action. The cause is the reason something happens. The effect is the result. All right, so Sam wanted to print a digital photo that is 3 inches wide, and 5 inches long. What if Sam accidentally printed a photo that is 4 inches wide and 6 inches long? Well, Sam can make a table to understand cause and effect. The wrong size photo was printed, right? He didn't print 3 by 5. He printed 4 by 6. So what's the effect? Each side of the photo is a greater length. 4 is greater than 3. 6 is greater than 5. So what effect did the mistake have on the perimeter? Well, in the first one, he has 3 plus 5, right? He has a 3 by 5. So the other two sides are 3 plus 5. So the perimeter is 8 plus 8, so 16. So the first photo was 16. The second one was a 4 by 6. So the other two sides also have to be 4 by 6. 4 by 6 is 10. So 10 plus 10 equals 20. So the perimeter increased from 16 to 20 inches. Okay, so it increased by 4. How did it affect the area? Well, the area of the first one should have been 15 square inches, or inches squared. I'll just say square inches. Okay, 3 times 5 is 15 square inches. And the area of the second photo is 4 times 6. 4 times 6 is 24 square inches. So the area increased from 15 to 24 square inches. Okay. All right. So that completes same perimeter, same area. So basically, the bottom line of this lesson was if something has the same perimeter, the closer you get to the figure being a square, the larger the area. Okay, so in our next lesson, we're actually going to talk about things that have the same area but different perimeters. So we'll see how having the same area affects different perimeters. So until then, may the numbers always be in your favor.